The Epstein files have released, and I guess I just wanted to share some general thoughts. And honestly, my overall conclusion is that nothing will change. Life will remain the same, and whatever forces that are moving the strings of the nation and the world will just continue running. The reason why I say this is that there's a couple reasons. One is that the disparity between the the wealth disparity is just so drastic now. Uh, the rich have so much access to everything, and the poor have so much access to nothing that there's really not much anyone can do. Uh, Another reason is that the drops that are happening are just going to be filtered through the rage bait content farm internet machine. So, in short, reality has just become reality TV, and it's become interesting to observe, not necessarily interesting to do anything about. It's just, and also the way that the internet is designed, uh, people placate themselves through the internet. The internet is a way to escape reality. It's a form of escapism, and if you're learning everything from the internet, well, you're not doing anything to change. So it's a weird dynamic. Also, like the amount of strings being pulled to make things happen. I guess, for example, like, think about this, right? Maduro, when he was taken by the U.S., right? There are several different reasons why people assume that happened, right? Overall, it's a good thing because everybody wanted Maduro out of power, like almost everyone. Venezuela, the people of Venezuela wanted Maduro out of power. But a lot of people are saying that, the U.S. did it for greater access to oil, to stunt Russia and China as their allies, to do a hit on them. And that's totally true, too. So it creates this dilemma of, you can see that the forces that people do, the causes of why people do things can be evil, but they can still have good general outcomes. How do you rectify that? How do you stop that? I guess nothing exists in a vacuum. Is there any truly, purely good thing? And I guess the way that I see it is, if you get up high enough or rich enough, and this is just intuition, abstraction, opinion, formulation. But if you get rich enough and high enough, eventually everything becomes a number and put into a data set. And you're able to make moves not based on what people think, but what generally society thinks. And if you do that, then you'll generally be right. Not to say that you can predict everything with exactness, but you can definitely buffer yourself from the worst. And so I guess what I see is that at the very upper echelon, I don't think there's like one evil individual, but there's just a cabal, a large group of individuals who are able to orchestrate the flow of society to produce specific results. And this group, it doesn't have to be like a big group, but I would imagine it'd be like 200 or so people. But even then, out of a billion, right? And the problem is that, like, again, they have so much wealth and power and status that your actions of just trying to live and survive and be doesn't change the outcome of the forces that be. Like, what do you do when every action and decision you do is going into a pool of what somebody else wants you to do, regardless of how you would like to change it? It's weird. It's weird. And so, I guess, overall, I don't see the Epstein files being released being the dramatic change that everyone was going to hope for. There isn't going to be a revolution. There isn't going to be sweeping resolutions or changes. In fact, they'll probably make laws that make it more difficult for the average person to be able to move up, I guess, or to become better. So, I don't know. I guess if I were to sum up everything, we live in a world of supervillains without any superheroes. Yeah. What do you do when the superheroes are controlled as well? I don't know. So, and again, it goes back to my last personal opinion post. I mentioned this, that January 6th, I didn't really like it for what happened, but it was one brief moment where the perception and the systems and the rules that we've gathered and came together was kind of broken by everyone, right? Which is why people kind of keep going back to it as much as people keep trying to use it. Charlie Kirk assassination was the same thing. It did different things, but that was also a kind of a wake-up moment for a lot of people. So, but I guess the question is how often will anything be done? I guess anything meaningful. I guess one last thing as well. A lot of the people that Jeffrey Epstein dealt with, they're not as relevant anymore. The people who are relevant now, it's like Elon Musk is still relevant, but like Sam Altman, Peter Thiel, those are just a couple. There's a new wave of tech pro billionaires, and they're probably going to be worse, unfortunately. So, we'll see.